Representative Trey Gowdy is with me. He is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, also the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So if these are new emails, or some of these are new emails, Congressman, isn't that right there evidence that the lawmakers were lied to? She said she had given all of the emails in. So if the FBI is finding emails that they've never seen before, is right there, we know that she lied? Perjury?
Well, we don't know. Well, we don't know because we don't know whether these emails are work-related or personal. If they're personal, then no one is entitled to read her yoga and bridesmaids dresses emails. If they're work-related, yes, she testified under oath that she turned over all work-related emails. Well, frankly, we already know that to be false. This would just be additional evidence that it was false.
What about this idea that a special counsel, a grand jury, needs to be brought in here? I mean, obviously, there is now evidence or speculation, let's call it speculation, that the Justice Department has been trying to put a clamp on the FBI's work. Should an outsider be brought in to handle these deliberations?
Yes, ma'am, and they should have a long time ago. This Department of Justice has been politicized, and I say that actually with a heavy heart. I actually like the Department of Justice. I want to believe in the Department of Justice, but it has been politicized. But, Maria, guess who picks the special prosecutor? The Attorney General. So what I would love would be an Attorney General who had the foresight and the respect for the justice system to say, you know what? We're going to have an independent woman or man. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to recuse myself totally. They can use a grand jury if they want to. That would restore people's trust and confidence in this investigation because the Department of Justice has lost it. Yes, there ought to be a special prosecutor, but there should have been a year ago.
Well, how are they still getting away with that then, Congressman? I mean, if there should have been an outside, an independent person or a committee looking at this and doing the proper investigative work, and they have not been, and the Justice Department is trying to clamp down the FBI's work, and Jim Comey initially basically said no prosecutor would take on this case, only to come out 11 days before the election day. This has been botched up because there was no independent counsel overseeing this.
Well, it's been botched for a lot of reasons. Part is the politicization of the Department of Justice. Part, frankly, is just the fact pattern of having the Democrats nominate someone who is under FBI investigation. I mean, bad facts make for tough choices, but the Department of Justice could have and should have used that regulation that empowers them in conflict of interest cases or when it's in the public interest. Pick a special prosecutor who doesn't give a whit about politics, a man who just follows the facts and works for that blindfolded woman holding a set of scales, instead of having someone who meets on the tarmac with a spouse of the target of the investigation, which is what we have now.
It's quite extraordinary. And, you know, when I think back to the extraordinary job you did when you were there in the testimony and Jim Comey was testifying, you asked him specific questions. Did she release all the emails? No. Did she only use one device, as she said? No. And you asked him question after question after question, and you were very effective in that testimony. But at the end of the day, what can you do about it? Are you powerless here because of the politicization that has gone on?
Well, Congress is. I mean, quite frankly, Secretary Clinton has trouble with the truth. And she's had trouble with the truth throughout most of her professional career. So come Tuesday, the jury gets to decide what to do next. Congress cannot investigate, can't prosecute, can't convene a grand jury. We don't have the power to do that. So if you're tired of a politicization of the Department of Justice and you're tired of scandal after stimulus plan for the criminal defense bar or whatever you think you're going to get with her administration, our framers were smart enough to give us an option come Tuesday to say, you know what, we're going to go in a separate direction.
Yeah.
Congress can't fix it, but the American people can on Tuesday.
And we'll see if that actually impacts them to vote Trump. Let me ask you this, Congressman. Let's say Hillary Clinton wins the presidency. What's your take on how this plays out? I mean, she's got this criminal investigation, no doubt, that will follow her. Will she be a lame duck for 4 years? Will she be unable to do anything because she's got these investigators investigating her every move? And also, the Republicans will push back in terms of her Supreme Court appointees. What does the next 4 years look like in terms of governance? if she wins?
Well, let's get the good news out of the way first. It'd be really, really good for criminal defense attorneys in Washington. They're going to make a lot of money if she wins on Tuesday, because not just her, but people around her from Sidney Blumenthal on up are going to be under investigation, whether it's the Clinton Foundation, whether it's her emails, whether it's things we don't know about. It's going to be the shortest honeymoon since Elizabeth Taylor's 6th marriage. But that's, that's what people are going to vote for on Tuesday. If that's what they want, she is coming in under a cloud. And she's going to pick a Department of Justice and an Attorney General who's probably not going to be all that interested in investigating his or her boss, which is going to lead to public frustration because Congress is going to have to assume the role of oversight and watchdog, but we can't prosecute anyone for anything. So again, I tell my fellow citizens, if this is what you want on Tuesday, let us know.
Congressman, thank you. Thank you very much. Good to
Yes,
talk
ma'am.
with you. We appreciate it. We'll see you
too,
soon.
thanks.
Trey